of the SDSU Aztecs, his team getting ready to open play in the Mountain West Conference Baseball Tournament. They'll be hosting it this week at Tony Gwynn Stadium starting tomorrow night, and we are joined by Mr. Tony Gwynn himself. Coach, how you doing? Are you excited about this tournament? Your team's been playing a lot better lately.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think our kids are excited, and obviously the fact that we're at home is a huge deal, and hopefully people will come out and be supportive. It's you're right. We've been playing our best baseball here in the last 3 weeks or so. I think our guys realize that, and they're kind of excited. They want to see what they can do. So should be a good week.
It's been a crazy season. I mean, you went into it with 16 freshmen out of 32 guys on the roster, and I know that you and your coaching staff knew that you would have to have some patience with this young crew. Did you think you'd have to have this much patience with this young crew? I mean, how trying has it been for you?
Early in the year, I mean, I was just getting back early in the year, and boy, it was tough to watch early.
Yeah.
It just seemed like we just couldn't do anything right. We didn't pitch good. We gave teams extra outs. Offensively, we were a mess. But I think the good schedule that we played this year, I think, really helped us because, you're seeing quality guys pretty much every game, and it gave my guys a chance to kind of figure out who they were and what they needed to do. So the last thing to come has been the offensive part of it, and really in the last 3 weeks we've probably had our best stretch of the year. So, people say you need to be playing good at the end of the season. Well, for us, I think this is the best part. And so patience has been an important factor with that. The coaching staff has really done a great job with these young guys, and I think our returning veteran guys have done a good job too, and just kind of reminding them that it's a long season. You got to kind of keep focused and keep concentrating, and things will get better. It took a little bit longer than I think all of us thought, but we're definitely playing our best baseball at the right time.
You got the number 4 seed. You open tomorrow night against 5th seeded UNLV, and that's a team you just took 2 out of 3 on the road against over the weekend in your final regular season series. How much confidence does that give you to the opening game, and how are the pitching matchups? The strategy works out. When you have these tournaments where some teams have a bye and you got to look ahead. I know there's a lot of work for you to do at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Which game are you going to pitch Strasburg in?
It was kind of nice having that problem back a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
It's we just played UNLV and we saw their best guy on Thursday, and Tanner Peters, who turned out to be the conference pitcher of the year this year, and he's really good. He's not an overpowering guy, but he definitely knows how to pitch, and he kind of carved us up a little bit on Thursday night. We did a good job against him. I think we got 7 hits off of him, and our guys kept us in the game, and we had to rally to tie it in the 9th, but ended up getting beat in the bottom of the 9th. So, but then we took 2 out of 3. So, both coaches are kind of playing it close to the vest. We didn't show all our stuff. They didn't show all their stuff. It was senior day on Saturday, so he threw a lot of his seniors out there, but it's a pretty good offensive club. Peters, like I said, is the conference pitcher of the year, so offensively you're going to be challenged. But I thought we held our own against him on Thursday, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again. Our guys kept us in the game. Corey Black's going to go tomorrow, and he kept us. He went 4 on Thursday. Cole Swanson went 4 on Thursday. So, we strategized trying to save our pitching for the tournament. But like I said, we ended up winning 2 or 3. I think our guys are pretty confident that hopefully we'll be able to make something happen. But again, you get in the tournament, it's really about pitching. And if you're pitching, you get 2 guys out there dealing, you're going to have to scratch and claw to try to put some runs on the board. And hopefully for us, that's what we'll be able to do.
Well, one thing we've seen in the Mountain West Conference Tournament, I know we saw it a couple of years ago when we were all down in Dallas. I mean, Utah was the number 6 seed that year, and they'd been under 500, but they got a couple of pitchers hot, and they end up winning that entire tournament and going to the NCAA playoffs. So I know you guys know that it's possible to do. Tell the fans a little bit about what else is going on this week. I mean, part of this entire tournament, it's your run to try and get into the NCAA playoffs, but we do get a chance to see one of the best teams in college baseball in TCU, the top seed. We also get a chance to see Utah and C.J. Crone. And I'm just curious, from your perspective, Tony, as a great hitter, watching this guy. He's a right-handed hitter for Utah. I've been watching him. You've been watching him for 3-4 years. I don't think I've ever seen the guy not hit the ball hard for Utah.
Yeah.
He's one of the best hitters in baseball, in college baseball anyway, so it's the Aztecs, but it's also worth coming out and seeing some of the rest of these teams play as well.
Yeah, no question about it. TCU's been the class of the conference here the last 5-6 years. Jim Flossnagel, the coach, has done a great job. You're going to see some first-round draft picks on his team. He's got a couple of good pitchers, Maxwell and Kyle Winkler. You just described C.J. Crone perfectly. He's been the best hitter in the conference the last 3 years. 6'4", about 225, 230. Consistent. I mean, he's had a consistent stroke since his freshman year. So we're hoping he gets drafted in the first round. We don't have to see him anymore after this tournament. Well, we don't anyway since they're going to the Pac-10. So
yeah.
And you're right. There's some really good teams. New Mexico started out like we did this year. They were struggling early, but they got in the conference, and they're starting to play really well. You know, BYU is always good. They got a couple of good pitchers, a lot of speed. They had the freshman of the year, and Jason Brugman. And so it's a really balanced tournament. And, you know, TCU gets all the credit because they've been ranked in the top 10 all year long. But I bet if you got the coaches together, I don't think everybody's scared of everybody, you know. Like I said, New Mexico and us, we got off to the worst starts of everybody in the conference, but I think right now we're the two teams that nobody wants to play right now. So anybody can beat anybody. Everybody's coming in, I'm sure, figuring, you know, if they can get hot and play good baseball, they got a chance to win. You know, even though our overall record isn't good, you can salvage your season by getting to the postseason. Yep. And we saw that firsthand ourselves against Utah a couple of years ago. So. And our guys are excited. You know, they're excited, and because they're excited, I'm excited. I think we got a pretty good chance in this thing. But you know, again, it just boils down to pitching. You got to go out and throw strikes and work ahead, and you got to make plays behind your pitchers and give them a chance to you know, keep you in the ball game. And if you can scratch a couple of runs across, anything can happen. So. Yeah, I'd love to see our fans come out and watch because it's good, exciting baseball.
Tony Gwynn with Chris and Ben here on Extra Sports 1360. Tony, I know we've got tons of fans out there who just care about you, and I just wanted to get an update on how your recovery is going. I mean, you sound great. We've seen you on Channel 4. You look great. Do you feel as good as you look and sound?
I'm feeling really good. The only problems I have is energy. Some days I got it, some days I don't. And, you know, we just came home from Vegas. We got home late Saturday night, and Sunday morning, boy, you're just done, you know. So I've just been watching myself. I've been exercising, and started my back rehab a couple weeks ago. So everything is going along pretty good. So I appreciate people, you know, worrying about me and saying their prayers and stuff for me. But I'm doing very well right now.
All right, and we're all saying some prayers for the Padres offense. And
I heard you guys.
What would you? Give me a couple of sentences. I mean, what can you say? What can you say?
You gotta look at this team. They're not this. This is the most experienced team in all of Major League Baseball, and you know, when teams don't hit, that pressure just continues to build. It doesn't let off. And even though these guys have been around a little while and you know, have a little bit of experience, it really just boils down to consistently doing things right. That's what hitting really boils down to. It's mentally being able to take all the challenges that you have, you know, power pitcher, sinker baller, you know, the ballpark, all these factors that really shouldn't be involved are involved, and you got to get them out. Until you get them out, you're never going to find out how good you can be. So, you know, it doesn't help that, you know, everybody's moaning. Everybody's complaining. I heard you guys, nobody in the lineup is hitting it. Yeah. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes.
You do a great Chris Ello impersonation, Tony.
Well, he's known me for a long time. He's been doing my impression for a long time. He knows how to do it.
Sometimes you just got to kind of have to, you know, guys have to kind of take a deep breath and say, you know what, I suck right now, but you know what, I'm going to keep working until I can find my rhythm or whatever. And, you know, they've had some injuries. You've had, you know, Hudson was out when, I was in Arizona last week. He was just getting ready to come back. And, you know, these guys talk about the ballpark because that's been a factor. And you just got to eliminate all that stuff and get back to the real basics of what you're going up there to do. See the ball, get in position, hit it. That's it. That's That's really what you got to get down to, because when you add all that other stuff to it, and I hope that they don't listen to talk shows, because it seems like I've been on every one this week, supposed to be talking about the tournament. I end up talking about the Padres. This is the topic that comes up, and and they just got to relax and go out there and play, and I think the bigger thing is execution. If they would execute and move runners and drive them in when they get the opportunity, I think things would be a little bit better. But guys are making a ballpark a factor, and you can't do that. You just got to go out there and try to hit line drives, because they work in any ballpark in America.
That's right.
If you heard the complaining, then you also probably heard us talking about some of the great young players and what great things they're doing at AAA, AA, Single A. Tony, if you were sitting in Jed Hoyer's chair, and you're still a couple of months away from the trading deadline, but are you starting to take calls about pretty much anyone that's on the major league roster, Heath Bell, or not yet?
Look, they changed the roster last year to what it is right now. And you don't go 2 months into the season and say, "Oh, that's not working. I need to make wholesale changes." They're going to wait, and they're going to try to make this thing work. And you don't want to rush those guys who are having success in the minor leagues, because you want them to get the confidence and feel like they can step up to the next level, or 2 levels in some guys' cases, and come up and play. So I'm not thinking that they're going to just make wholesale changes because it hadn't worked in the first 2 months. Sometimes it takes time, and patience is the word that nobody wants to hear, but that's the word that you got to use, because it sometimes takes time for guys to figure things out. A lot of them, Hudson, Bartlett, Maven, some of these guys hadn't been in this ballpark until this year. And with all the stuff, all the complaining going on, it's real hard not to hear it. It's real hard. And sometimes that psychologically starts to weigh in on it. And I know Randy Reddy's got to be pulling his hair out right now trying to tell guys, look, man, just get in position, hit a line drive, hard ground ball line drive. In this ballpark, if you hit enough of them, you're going to have some success.
Yep, Tony Gwynn, patience has been the key this year for his baseball team. San Diego State did not get off to the good start, but now you guys have positioned yourself to make a little run in this Mountain West Conference tournament. Coach, I have a good feeling about it. I like the way your ball club has come along. Ben and I have been able to do a handful of games this year, and to look at you guys playing within the last few weeks as opposed to earlier in the season, you can tell that the coaching staff has done a great job with this young team, and they're playing better and getting a little more confident. Let's hope it translates this week in the Mountain West tournament. Good luck starting tomorrow night.
You guys, thanks a lot. You guys have covered us and seen us, and so we appreciate that. And you guys can help convince fans to come out and watch these guys, because they have progressed. They have started to believe in themselves, and hey, as well as all the other teams on this campus have done this year, boy, we would love to just jump right in there with them. But it's going to take all of us, and so hopefully we'll have a good week.
Yeah, 2, even 3 games a day starting tomorrow, so get on out to Tony Gwynn Stadium. Tony, thanks a lot.
All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, Tony.